Underground, and I am here again to show you how you can build high performance cloud appliances using the Underground Nexus. You don't need AWS, you don't need Azure, you don't need VMware. You can do it all on your own computer, no matter what you're using, you can do it, and I'm going to show you how. This is going to be kind of a demo, but you can also just go step by step through this process to make your own Underground Nexus Nexus Creator Vault. That's what we're going to be using today, and we're going to be deploying some virtual machines. I'm really excited. We kind of did this yesterday. We did a little dry run yesterday, and it went great. It was great. But then that actually also showed us a few things that could be optimized a little bit with the Underground Nexus. So we made a few tiny changes to kind of optimize the virtual machine manager and make it even more user-friendly and usable. So I'm super excited to show it off. And I think that's the other valuable thing I want to say is that if you out there, if any of you are using the Underground Nexus, we'd love for you to come into the DevSecOps Dojo. I think there's an invite in Cloud Jam, which we'll talk about in a second. And just let us know what's working, what's not, what might be useful for you. A lot of times we like to create or make changes and add features based on our, obviously what our clients need specifically, but also what what our users want. And we have a great audience and a great community. So definitely invite everyone to come on over there and check us out. All right, so let's get into this a little bit. I'm excited. Here we go. Oh, I always do that. Grab the wrong window. It's this one that I'm going for. I'm gonna move my face. Okay, I think up here was like the best setting. So anyway, here we are. Of course, the easiest way to do all of this is to follow the instructions that are in Cloud Jam. So we're gonna kind of go through those, or I'm gonna show you how you get into that. Obviously, this is Cloud Jam. You can view full details. You can also click it up here and get to the same spot and add it to cart. And then you can use a code, JamOn2025, to get it for free if you want. Of course, we appreciate your support. Any, sales of this product just help support Cloud Underground and our open source development. So, yeah. But anyway, so once you've purchased the Cloud Jam program, you can go here to your Academy Access, and you'll get an email that walks you through how to make an account and all of that sort of stuff. You'll also get this free DevSecOps Dojo archive program. That's kind of cool. And yeah, you can view it. And here we are. So these are the step-by-step for how you too can build your own Underground Nexus. So let's just jump over. This is my little demo machine. I already have Cloud Jam all opened up and ready to go. So, of course, this is specifically Windows, AMD, or AMD chipsets. If you are running Windows, you do need Docker Desktop. That is your one prerequisite if you are doing this on a Windows machine. If you're doing it on a Linux machine, everything is like so much easier, and you can just like do it all in, Docker just runs a lot better on Linux. Docker Desktop, I will warn you all, is a tiny bit finicky. I always say this. It's probably going to be the hardest part of this whole process. But anyway, so yes, that's Docker. So that's all you need to do to get started. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to scroll on down to the install Underground Nexus using Docker Desktop on Windows. So we would take this little code here, copy it, open up your Windows terminal, and just paste that right in there. And then you're going to hit go, hit enter, and it's going to run that command. And then once that's run, I've already run it. It's already going on my machine. But you can then go to the next step, which is to run this command. So, and also just for anyone who needs this information, if you are, out of your command prompt, or if you've exited out and you're not sure how to get back into your Cerberus manager, because that's what we just built. We built the Underground Nexus Cerberus package manager. So that allows you to pick which install of the Underground Nexus you want to use. There are 3 install options for the Underground Nexus. I recommend starting with the dev, but there's also a sec, security, and an ops and operations version of the Underground Nexus as well. So we'll talk about that in a second. But if maybe you've started the Cerberus Manager before and you've entered some commands, you've done some things in it, and but then you close your command prompt and you're like, oh, I don't know how to get back into this. You can just run this command again, and it'll put you back in. So you can see here how, oh, you can't see because my face, see? All right, we gotta migrate sometimes. You gotta move it around as is necessary. Okay, so you can see here that I was in my own like home, directory, and now I'm in this Cerberus Manager root directory. So from here, we have two options. You can go, so at this point, that bash command is also gonna like start the container for the Cerberus Manager. So this next step we can do in two different places. You can either do it here in your command prompt, in this like root Cerberus Manager directory, or in that space, or we can go over to Docker and do all of this in the Cerberus Manager. If you go to Docker and say open in terminal, and then that's gonna show all of this. All right, so there you go. So the next thing you're gonna do is build your Underground Nexus environment. So we can kind of hop over here real fast, and it's recommended in these instructions that you use the dev environment. Of course, like I said, there are a couple others. The dev, which is going to give you this nice Nexus Creator Vault, which we're going to look at in a second. There's also the sec. That one installs a whole Underground Nexus, like the full thing, the full software platform, the full stack. The Underground, or the Nexus Creator Vault, is a slightly pared back version. It's still got some really great tools, especially for creators. There's some great video editing and sort of like Adobe Suite tools, as far as like open source replacements for Photoshop and these sorts of things, which I'll show you guys a little bit in a second. But yeah, the sec deploys a whole Underground Nexus, which we're not going to do today, but it's something we'll show at some point. And then the last one is the ops. This one deploys an inactivated Underground Nexus that you can integrate with your Underground Nexus Swarm, or run Nexus Creator Vaults in compatibility mode. There's various things you can do with the operations build. But the main one we want to think about today is dev. So once you have your Cerberus package manager running, again, we can do this either here in your GitHub, or in your Docker desktop, or here in your own CLI interface. So let's say we're gonna build a dev environment. You say DEV and hit enter, and that's going to pull the image and build you your Nexus Creator Vault. Okay, so a new feature that we have that I want to talk about too is we also have a new rebuild command that you can use if you've built an Underground Nexus, or you've built a Nexus Creator Vault, you've got it going, and maybe one standard thing that happens a lot in software development is you just need to like have an easy way to like rebuild your environment, and kind of start from scratch, start fresh. Something went wrong, just start over. And the longer that process takes, the longer your development takes. So we've built some really easy ways to basically rebuild your Underground Nexus or your Nexus Creator Vault. And you can see that on our GitHub page. So this basically kind of runs through the instructions that I just went through. This is what I did, was this alternate lightweight install, which was this Docker run command. And then you do that bash command to get into your Cerberus Manager. And then, of course, this talks about the other options that we have also talked about in the Cloud Jam course. And then, okay, this is the part. All right, if the Nexus Creator Vault is not deploying properly, or you are testing and debugging, this allows you to experience improved compatibility. Let's see. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so use the following rebuild commands from the Cerberus Manager to automatically delete and rebuild any of your instances. But do be warned that these rebuild commands will completely delete all of the volumes and the data stored in those instances. So only use this if you wish to like completely wipe, reload, and like rebuild your environment. So I'm going to do that with this machine. And then while that's running, because it's going to take a little bit of time, like I've said, this little demo machine that I kind of jump on and show a lot of is just a little Surface tablet that I've had around forever. And it's not the most powerful, but it does, you know, it's still got like Windows 10 on it, but it's great. It's fine. I love it. It works. And it's fun to like test and, you know, demo the Underground Nexus in sort of a less powerful environment. Of course, we have some like major servers and whatnot around in you know, our company, but this is just a super chill little, again, old tablet that I had just sitting around that I've done all of this with. So, all right, so what's gonna happen is you can see in our containers here, we have this Nexus Creator Vault. This whole thing is going to get like completely destroyed and rebuilt. So it's this environment right here. We're going to run this and then hop back over and see what it looks like. Oh, I got to get to the right tab. Okay. So, you got to spell it right. That's for sure. And then we hit enter. And then if we hop over here, it should be like destroying this. Did I run the command right? Oh, okay. Well, I guess that was it. I think it was that simple, I guess. All right. I guess it just like reboots it essentially. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so I feel like if I went here now, it shouldn't work. Sorry, sorry for the silence, dead air for a second there. I'm like, it didn't do quite what I thought it would, but I think it did actually. It's not connecting, so that's good because I think it just destroyed it and it should have lost this. So part of the reason I did that is because I'm gonna show you guys how you can RDP into your Nexus Creator Vaults once it has been, you know, destroyed, deleted, and then rebuilt. That actually was pretty quick. I think partly because I had just done it. I had made it, it was on an older version. So the other thing that rebuild command does is it pulls the latest version. And so I think if you're pulling the latest version, it's gonna do a lot more. But if it's just like resetting it, it's just a quick it's a much shorter process. So I was like, I think I was like a little startled by how quickly it went, because the last time I did it, you can see actually here in this terminal, like that's what was happening in this, all of this code. You can see I did dev rebuild and then it did this whole pull and it took, you know, several minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. I wasn't actually timing it, but it took a little time. But it now has the latest version. So me hitting that rebuild now is just a quick like, oh, okay, we just reset everything. So that's cool. I think that worked how I wanted it to, which is awesome. All right. And it looks like here it is. It is running. And okay, so one quirk that we have been finding with some hardware is that, well, I don't know. One of the services that is used in the Nexus Creator Vault updated, and then it kind of changed. They changed one of their subservices, which kind of altered our ability to, you know, have remote access. But that's fine. There's a workaround. So if you have a Nexus Creator Vault, and you know what we recommend is you go to localhost, and actually this machine is not even like necessarily powerful enough for me to do that, and the RDP stay, like the environment will just crash. Well, it won't crash, but it'll kick me out of the RDP because it's just like too much. But if you go to localhost :1050, I mean, I guess we can try it. We'll see what happens. Let's play with fire and see what happens. Localhost. Ooh. 1050. Yeah, see, you're gonna get this weird like blue screen thing. So this all is new. It's a little bit of a bug right now, but it's okay. There is a workaround to this. So you can still get access to your Nexus Creator Vault, and this is how. So we're gonna just close that. So we have the Nexus Creator Vault here. You're gonna go in and open up the terminal for your Nexus Creator Vault. And here we are in the terminal. And then you want to make sure you're logged in as a user and not just as like this, I don't know, root, I guess, is what you are with this hash. So you want to go sudo dash y dash, or sudo su space dash space abc, which is the super user on the Nexus Creator Vault. Okay, so now you're in the Nexus Creator Vault in a user, which is required for this. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to say setup for SSH, begin, next, authorize. Oh, okay, so what I've done is let me explain this slightly better. So you need to go to Chrome Remote Desktop, and basically you can create a new Google account, you can use an existing Google account. It doesn't really matter. If you have like a work email, you can actually set up a Google account with your work email and do this. Google allows you to create a Google account that you can also use to do Chrome RDP and some of these things without even having to create like a Gmail account. But anyway, so you can go in order to SSH into this computer, this Nexus Creator Vault, we go to setup via SSH, begin, next, authorize, and then we're gonna copy this and go back into that, and then you're gonna, come back into your Docker desktop, into your Nexus Creator Vault, and paste that string there, and hit enter, and it's gonna ask you to put in a code of 6 digits, and then put in, again, you're gonna need to remember that PIN, obviously, so keep it in your memory, or make it something you'll forget, or that you won't forget. And then there you go. So now we can come over here and we should see it. So here it is. Here's our new Nexus Creator Vault. I always come in and like make sure that I label them something so that I know what's going on. But here we are. And then of course, the first time you come in, you're gonna wanna make sure you select Plasma by KDE, then hit OK. And this is going to start up your Nexus Creator Vault. So give it a second. Again, this is a slightly less powerful machine, but it does just fine, obviously. You can browse the internet, you can play with some of the tools. Oh yeah, I was gonna show some of the multimedia tools that we have here. Audacity is like an audio editor. Kden Live is a multi-track video editor. OBS Studio allows you to live stream to platforms like YouTube or Twitch or whatever. VLC Media Player, just a media player. It's been around forever. Probably most people have seen that. LibreOffice are just your, Microsoft Office equivalent tools. Yeah. Office just allows you, there's like a word processor, presentation maker, all these various things. And then we have Terminator, which is a great terminal for doing command line stuff. And then what else we have in here? Blender. Blender's a cool tool. Gitkraken is awesome if you do development in Git. It kind of like unifies all of your Git into one awesome little dashboard. And so you can, I don't know. It's cool. It's super cool. Inkscape is a vector graphics editor. I think Adobe Illustrator is that. I don't remember the equivalent of all of these things. Kate's a nice text editor that also allows you to do command line. Like you can have it has like a command line feature with Kate. So if you open up Kate, create a new file, it also has like this terminal view. So you can, test your code or whatever that you're writing, like right in a terminal. So Kate's a cool tool for like doing code editing. What else? There's so many cool tools. So I said it's like a pared back tool, but there's still just so much good stuff in here. Oh yeah, GIMP is like Photoshop essentially. Where was that? I guess in all apps. Yeah, GIMP is like Photoshop equivalents. Yeah, there's just some good tools, solid. You can do a lot of stuff. And also we even have Visual Studio Code. And we're going to talk about is Virtual Machine Manager. So let's get into that. I'm going to swap over actually to a different demo environment because it's slightly beefier. And look at that, you can't even tell the difference because anyway, they look so much alike. All right, so here we are. We're gonna build virtual machines today. That was the goal of all of this, but you gotta go through all the steps to make sure you have your Nexus Creator Vault, and then you can build your virtual machines. So here we go. So you wanna go to all applications and scroll down to the Virtual Machine Manager. We're gonna pop that open, and you guys might remember, okay, so when you first open the Virtual Machine Manager, and actually maybe I'll do it on this environment so you guys can see what this looks like. I love how seamless they are. Anyway, so here's the Virtual Machine Manager. And it's going to do this little connecting thing. And it shouldn't take too long, but it's eventually going to connect. And then we're going to look at a couple little things here once it does connect. And, okay. Click on it, double click on it. Virtual networks. So this says inactive. Hit play and it's going to activate it. And that's all you have to do. That's your prerequisite there. Hit play and that's going to activate it. And then you can just go ahead and build some virtual machines. So again, I'm going to hop back over to this one. All right, so we've got our virtual machine manager here. So let's make a new one. Is this one on? I think I turned it off. Okay, yeah, it shut off. I don't want to like stress out my machine too much, but this does have a good amount of storage and stuff. So you can get an ISO image. You can build your own and like import it. There's, you know, various things you can do. You can just download like an image of like Ubuntu or Lubuntu, which is what I'm going to show you guys today. Yeah. However you want to do it. You can use an OVA. Very many options for how, like what you want your boot media to be to install your operating system. So we'll do a local install media and browse. And you'll see at first just like the default here. So you can say browse local. And it'll find it, or navigate to wherever your lovely image lives. Okay, so you also want to unclick this because it'll give you it'll pop up just a little. Well, I'll just show you. If you have this clicked, you say forward, it says it can't find the operating system or that you must select an OS. So unclick it. We're installing Lubuntu, so that's just a flavor of Ubuntu, and it's 25 today. We're updating to the newest version. I'm gonna put 12,000 because that's what I do, and then I'm actually gonna put like 8 cores because we got them. Okay, forward. That's fine. Forward. And then you want to customize the configuration before installation. That just basically lets you take a look at everything before you build it. So we'll say finish. And again, the virtual network default is what we had, let's see. Let me go back to this one really fast. Yeah, so that it's what we enabled in that first step. Let me jump back into here. Yeah, your virtual network. It's this default one. You want to make sure you're on this default one, and it's the NAT, and that's the network we're going to use. So make sure you're on that, and hit finish. And then because we said allow us to customize, it's going to, again, pop this up, and you can go through it and do whatever you need to do before you're ready to go. And then once you've checked everything out and it's all working, hit begin installation. And here we are installing Lubuntu. Hit enter. Okay. and now it's going to install our operating system. Another thing that we did is we did kind of optimize the acceleration, so it should have better performance depending on, again, like the performance of your host machine. But if you guys were watching my stream yesterday, it was like, I think about a 30-minute stream, and about a good 15 minutes of that stream was me just waiting for Lubuntu to install, and it had only gotten about a third of the way done. I think it's going to go a bit faster today, so hopefully we can watch the whole install process and just get through all of that. So yeah, we're deep in it now, guys. We're deep in it. We are doing things with virtual machines. Yes, English, Ethernet. Of course, you can customize your language, whatever you want it to be. But we're going to install Ubuntu. Heck yeah, we're making progress. Okay, next. You can change the time zone and all of these, the language, whatever. Customize it however you want. You can change your keyboard layout. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to do the normal installation, but if you want, you can always do a minimal installation, again, depending on your host machine, or, you know, however you want to, how many resources you want to like devote to all of this, and then hit next. All right, and then you can fill this part out. Ubuntu test live stream. VM, did I spell that right? Yeah, okay. And then we'll give it a password. Oops. Oh, they don't match? Okay. Ha ha ha. Okay, next. All right, and then you hit install. And it says you will not be able to undo these changes, so make sure you want to do it. And we say, yes, we do want to do this. Install now. Okay. So, real quick, while it's doing this, oops, what am I doing here? Ooh. I am going to, I want to install HTOP. Which I think is just simple. Yeah, okay. I think we just have to do, so, okay, so I just want to be able to kind of like monitor this, so while it's building, I feel like the first 15-20% is slow, and then it gets a lot faster. Okay, I'm also going to go and find Terminator because it is the best. Terminator! Alright, sudo apt, install htop. And that's going to install htop, which will allow us to monitor our stuff. See what's going on with all of this while our virtual machine is creating itself. Yes. So yeah, we can see it's like not too bad. It's again, this machine has some good resources, so it's like not terrible. Cool. It's working pretty well. All right. So here we go. We're still installing the Lubuntu. So again, we'll see how long this takes. Hopefully not too long. So I don't have to like sit here too awkwardly and fill too much time just talking while this is going. But I will say this, for those of you who are like super nerdy and into building VMs and virtualization and acceleration, all of this can run on Kubernetes. And we have this Kuvert manager that, what is the term for this? I wrote it down. Ah. Well, anyway, like Kuvert manager allows you to, just see all your virtual machines all in one place. And, yeah, it's a great way to manage your virtual machines. And Oh my goodness. Let's see. Trying to see. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a hyperscaler. That's what the Kubernetes manager is. It's a hyperscaler, and it, you know, again, it uses Kubernetes, and it allows you to build virtual appliances and manage your virtual appliances with a nice like interface here. So anyway, let's see how our install is going. 16%, we're getting there. Not too bad. I think we'll get through this today. And I guess I'll talk for a second too about the Cloud Jam. So yeah, once you've, you know, kind of got through this first module of Cloud Jam, we talk a lot. Oh yeah, the other thing you can do on your machine, let's do it. Let's do it. We can install Ollama and run Mistral, which is your own private AI. So super cool. Another cool thing you can do with this. Let's see. I think there's a way to like split this. Yeah, here we go. New group? Nope, that's not it. Whatever, we're gonna just get a new terminal going. Terminator. So yeah, just type Ollama run Mistral, and that's going to install your private AI. So Ollama is just an open source AI platform, and Mistral is an LLM essentially that was, I believe, developed by AI developers who had left Google or something like that, and then just wanted to like make their own. And it's super lightweight. It's also open source, and it lives locally on your host, on your like Underground Nexus. So everything is stored locally on your host machine, and you're not like giving your data to, you know, some big corporation or whatever. So it's a cool tool, and it will definitely help you do coding kind of things, answer questions, you know, whatever you would normally do with a chatbot. You can, with your AI, you can essentially do it on your own machine privately, right here in the Nexus Creator Vault. All right, so we're getting somewhere. We are still getting somewhere. It is happening. Halfway there. I think the last bit shouldn't take too terribly long, but we'll keep waiting. We're doing good. We're having fun. We're having a good time. Let's see. Whoops. I guess I can probably close this window out. I feel like we've done all we're going to be doing there. Yep, 41% with Mistral, and then we can have some fun AI conversations while we're waiting for our virtual machine to finish. I wish I could remember. There's a way that you can like do split screens. Here we go. Duh. Okay. So that's pulling its manifest, and then I want to do htop here. Let's see what this is all looking like. Change this window a little bit so we can see it all. Heck yeah. Things are happening. All right, yeah. We're using some CPU and some RAM. And 64% here on our Mistral. We're making progress slowly on the virtual machine, 52%. Yeah, software development, so much of it is just like, hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait for the things to build and the things to happen. And yeah, we love that. We love that. And I was saying this yesterday too. I feel like the majority of streams are just like, oh my goodness, this takes forever. Yep. All right, here we go. It's happening. Oh, we're making some progress on the virtual machine. Oh, it's almost done. 77%. Which will happen first, Mistral or the virtual machine finishes? We're getting there. It's happening. Oh, 90%, 77%. We're stuck at 77%. So yeah, I think it's the cool thing about Cloud Jam is it's gonna like help you just learn more about how to do everything with Cloud Underground. Essentially, we're gonna talk. It's why do you need this? One thing that we've been talking more and more about with some of our community members and partners is that why. Like, why are we doing this? Like, why? What is it for? What do you do with it? And I think one of the most succinct ways that we've been able to put it is it basically gives you everything you need to build from like start to finish. And it allows people who don't necessarily have advanced engineering skills like myself. I have a degree in English and oh, it finished. Yeah. It allows people like myself and other clients and partners that I have and that we work with who again don't have necessarily like technical engineering backgrounds. It allows people to make products and like not just like vibe code. You have a real idea, you want to build something real, you can do it with the Underground Nexus, and it's like on rails. I mean, you can totally vibe code in it, but it like gives you like this the security like layers that you need to be able to securely develop your product, and it also gives you a way to deliver everything to your customers once you've finished creating whatever it is that you're creating, whether that be labs for students or app development, or you're doing audits for whatever whatever it might be. If you're a consultant, you can use this environment for all sorts of things. You can onboard other people. If you're like a YouTube creator, you could easily get all of your like editors in Nexus Creator Vaults and then easily share like data back and forth between everyone, and everyone has their own private environment that you host from like one place. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with it. All right, so anyway, our virtual machine manager is telling us that our Lubuntu is done installing. So we're gonna hit done, and then it's gonna do its little boot thing, and it's gonna give us this message that we have to remove the boot installation medium. Okay, so when you get that message, you're gonna come on over here and you're going to find your boot medium, which looks like just this little CD-ROM, and you're gonna hit remove, and it's gonna tell you, oh, well, we don't want to delete that. Okay, delete. Okay, and then it says cannot be removed. That's fine. We're gonna go back over here and let's try this. Hit enter and see what happens. Okay, yeah. And then I think if we come back over here, yeah, you're gonna see that disk medium gone, deleted. Okay, and now it's rebooting and restarting your virtual machine. So we'll just give that a moment to do its thing and restart. And yeah, here we are with our Lubuntu finished too, so we can play around with that. Or not Lubuntu, our AI, our Mistral AI bot finished building as well. What can you tell me about Lubuntu? Lubuntu is a lightweight Linux distribution based on Ubuntu. It's designed for computers with lower hardware specifications, making it ideal for older machines or those with limited resources. It's also great for making lightweight little virtual machines. The name Lubuntu comes from the word light in English and Ubuntu. Oh, great. That's so clever. Lubuntu uses the lightweight X11 desktop environment instead of the Unity desktop environment used by standard Ubuntu. Oh, I didn't know that. See, we're learning new things thanks to the AI, which helps reduce system requirements. This makes it faster and more efficient for everyday use. Lubuntu is also known for its minimalistic interface, focusing on speed and energy saving features while maintaining a familiar Linux experience for all users. It's a great choice for those looking for an easy to use, lightweight operating system with the stability of Ubuntu. Wow, thanks AI. That's amazing. Okay. So here we go. We put in our password. And we did it. We did it. We built a virtual machine. This is it, guys. We did it. Okay, so we did it. I'm so excited. This is Lubuntu, the plucky puffin version. So cute. We love that. Cool. And we can just go in. So this uses Firefox, which is great. Firefox, here we go. We can go and see how it works. Let's try it out a little bit. Amazing. Let's just go to YouTube and see what happens. Wow, Cloud Underground. Here we are. You can watch an old stream. Amazing. There you go. And honestly, it works pretty well. Look at that. It looks great. This is amazing. Love this. And that's fun. Here you go. Wow. Cool. YouTube. It works. You can do all kinds of things. Wow, horrifying. YouTube's homepage is terrifying if you haven't signed in. I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look. But yeah, you can obviously go to our website, cloudunderground.dev, and check things out. And there you go. We did it, guys. It's working. It's a virtual machine. We built it using the Nexus Creator Vault. And it works great. This is amazing. Okay, if you do ever full screen it like this, you might be like, oh, now I'm stuck. How do I get out? You have to like tab to the top middle of your screen and it'll give you these little icons. And then you can get out of the full screen mode that you were previously stuck in. And then that's that. You can do whatever you want. You can play around with it. You can, develop in it. This particular virtual machine manager is definitely more for development and testing. There is a different environment that you would use in the full Underground Nexus, in the security builds for actual deployment of your VMs when you're ready to go to production. But this is a great place to test and build and develop. And then, yeah, it's all secure. It's all well managed. It will... Yeah, it's optimized for acceleration and it works great. I am super excited. We did it. We made it all the way. We did it from 0 to the end. It only took us about 45 minutes. I guess it might take you slightly longer if you're building an Underground Nexus from scratch. If you don't already have one set up, it might take a little bit of time, maybe 20, 30, 40 minutes for your Underground Nexus to build, depending on your host machine. It's all dependent on your host machine and your network connections and all of these things. But I'm super excited. We did it. We built a virtual machine. It works great. It looks great. Yeah. So we're going to power that off. Shut down. It's fine. We didn't do anything. All right. There you go. Shutting down. Shutting down our virtual machine. And we did it. And we installed an AI. We did so many things. We did so many cool things, guys. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Definitely go check out CloudJam, cloudunderground.dev. It's this one at the top, or you can go check it out on our website, cloudunderground.dev. Sign up for CloudJam and start building your own clouds with the Underground Nexus. And thank you everyone for watching. I'm super excited for all that we've accomplished. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Good night.